Hello, hello, mis cielitos. Hello, Ray Jean. Thank you so much for the follow. I super appreciate it.
No.
Toku is here with Kuru and Kanetsu, and we are continuing our Danganronpa character tier list. We started this last week, underestimated how long it would take, and so that's why we're back again.
We're back again. Give me the... Do you have the link?
For the tier list? Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's probably around here, but...
I'll just go ahead and drop it in. There.
Thank you.
I'm confident this time. There's
You're
a lot
confident?
of characters that are like, whatever.
Hello, Binks,
I don't
and
know your
hello,
face.
PCU. Hope you are all doing well.
Woohoo!
Okay, so let us look here. This is what our list is looking like so far. Typically, we've just been averaging out our votes. But next up, we have Leon Kuwata. Kuru, take it away. What do you think of Leon?
Is there anything to think of him? Oh.
He didn't really get much of a...
Yeah. He didn't really get much of anything. He was loud. That's all I remember.
I almost felt bad for him, since he was targeted first and it could have been a self-defense thing, but then he went back after her, so the self-defense claim ends there.
Uh-huh.
I thought he was fine.
That will have killed him before the balls touch him.
I think his execution is still one of my favorites, like...
Oh yeah, it is.
It's
a good
poignant,
starter to the game.
It actually felt, attached to his ultimate. It didn't decide to be weird just for the sake of being weird. Like so many other executions. Yeah,
But...
honestly, the most I remember about Leon is just his execution, which...
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, he didn't leave much of an impression.
I wonder what his...
He was just like a dude.
He's just... Yeah.
I
He
wonder what
exists.
his free time events are like. I've never seen those.
I don't think
I've seen
did.
me either.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe for him we just go don't know, don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Sorry,
like...
Leon.
He made so little of an impression. And...
Like his only relevance was the, what was it, the 11037?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's it for poor Leon. Tenetsu, what do
That's
you
it.
think? Mahiru.
She's so weird because I wanted to like her, but she's also super like misandry, like misandrous kind of.
Yeah, that was my issue with her too. But much like with Kyoko, once we got to Danganronpa 3, V3, I was like, oh damn, you could have been so much worse.
I don't remember how Mahiru was, honestly.
She was constantly
like...
doing the like, oh, but you're a boy, so you should do this. Oh, but you're a boy, so you should do that.
Or
yeah,
like
no,
man up.
Like that.
If you're a man,
she was
act
constantly
like it,
making
kind
a
of
joke
thing.
about what. I mean, she was constantly saying what men should be. Pretty much every single conversation you had with her.
Yeah, now I remember. Eesh.
I'd probably give her like a D.
Yeah. She's got a
Yeah.
super
Like she
cute
was
design.
sweet. Like in the anime, she was very sweet, and I was like, "Oh, you're so cute." But then she's like, "Oh my god, boys, ew," and it's like, "Ugh, God."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, come on, chill.
I feel the same way as you do. I wanted to like her, but because of that, I just couldn't. What about you, Fudu? Where would you put her?
I think D is good
Yeah.
because it's like, yeah, it's not like, I mean, I don't hate her or anything, but it's, now that you reminded me of that, it's like, oh yeah, she was very annoying about that. Like every 5 seconds, she was like, oh, but boys this and boys that, and it's like.
Okay.
And I guess they wanted
Maki.
to play into
Oh.
the whole like, we're gonna hint that she's a lesbian, but they did the typical like, oh, the lesbian hates men.
Yeah,
I
Oh.
guess.
I don't like that. That's another.
Yeah, I
you're right.
hate
That's another
that.
thing that really makes me. I guess not just like her specifically, but just the way she was written.
Yeah, like her tropiness.
Mm-hmm.
So,
She was like extra tropey since she died so early, I guess.
Well then, for Maki, I wasn't super keen on Maki at first, just because of how she was just constantly hounding Kaede. Like Kaede would literally just inhale to take a breath in, and she'd be on her like, "Are you gonna force us to do something again?" But over time, she grew on me. I thought she had a really good story arc.
Mm-hmm.
Finding out, what her real ultimate was, why she acted the way she did, her trying to allow herself to trust people, her opening up her emotions and like being conflicted, and just her wanting to cling so much onto those feelings since it was the first time she felt them. Like when it came to the whole thing about her having feelings for Kaito and her kind of going overboard on defending them, I kind of felt it was less about Kaito and more just about her having felt something that she had never been able to feel before that motivated her so much. So I wasn't bothered by that. I think I'd give her like a C, a B.
I
I
will go
think B's
for
fair.
yeah. Yeah, I
Like
agree
the
with it.
only, I think
Mhm.
the only thing I did not like about Maki was like how Kaito and Kaede were kind of similar, but she hated Kaede and liked Kaito. And like as I played, I was like, well, like what's the difference between them? Is it just because he's a guy and they wanted to write that she fell for somebody? And that was like the only downside of her that I personally didn't like. And I was like, Maki, why?
Yeah, no, I didn't like her
It also
love
is.
interest that much either. I mean, how it was
Yeah, the
written,
fact
I
that
guess.
it was Kaito was like, ugh.
It also is kind of, now that I'm thinking about it, also kind of messed up since those weren't genuine feelings, so she actually didn't have them, since that was just part of her writing as a character. Which, that's a whole can of worms that, like, that would need to be dissected for a very long time.
Yeah, no, I think that with V3 we need to mostly go with the
Assume the
characters
PX,
they were
yeah.
supposed to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
it's
you're
not
right.
it's not like we see much more aside from that. But yeah, I said B because it's like, yeah, I love Maki. She's the kind of character that I like. I really like her design.
The Soons.
Yeah. But it just I don't know. So I didn't like what the writing did with her with Kaito there. I like the thing about like her, being like close to people and getting close to people and like wanting to defend that. But it's like, why did she have to fall in love for that? You know?
Yeah.
So saying
Okay.
B is fine.
Kuru, Makoto.
The boy, the OG.
The OG.
Tell them, Naegi.
Tell them, Naegi. Tell them, Naegi.
Yes, tell them.
Oh no. Say... I don't know, honestly, I really like him. He just... I mean, he's a good boy.
He's a good
But
He's
it's
boy.
like-
normal.
He's normal. It's like if he weren't the protagonist, he wouldn't really stand out too much. But I like his positive attitude.
Hello, Zuni. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming. Yeah. Makoto is sweet, and I know a lot of people are kind of sick of the sort of protagonist that just has perseverance going for them, but I don't know. I still like it. And
Oh yeah, no, I know the trope.
and the thing I don't like is the whole, oh, I'm normal. By the way, did I tell you that I'm normal? I'm so normal. that
Oh,
Normal
yeah.
thinks I'm normal.
I'm
but
very average.
That's
I'm
a writing.
so
that's,
average.
That's a writing thing. That's so rampant in so many other media, Japanese media, and I get it's a cultural thing, but it's frustrating to see.
Yeah.
But also, he doesn't really like. You know what? I felt I enjoyed him more in the anime than I did in the game, and part of that is just the character development. But I think because in a visual novel there is that sort of degree of them wanting you to be able to insert yourself, he was a bit more nebulous, whereas he felt more concrete in the anime.
Yeah, I
But I don't
guess.
think I ever watched the anime.
I mean, like, you know, I meant like Danganronpa 3. Not
Oh, okay.
Not Danganronpa.
Oh
the
yeah, I liked him
animation.
in Danganronpa 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool.
But otherwise, like,
Mhm.
I'd say C.
yeah, average.
Just as he would
Just like
want.
he will want it.
Also, folks,
And
let me know if the audio is fine. My headphones were acting up for a bit, so I had to switch them around, and everything seems kind of quiet to me, but OBS says it's fine.
The thing also with Makoto is that he's hard for me to rate because he's just, you know, he's like, he has a special place on my heart for being the protagonist of the first game.
Yeah, there will always be that endearment. Right. Then, do you have any strong feelings about Mikan Konetsu?
Yeah, Konetsu, what do you think?
I could scream, I would, but I don't want to. I don't want to blow out your ears. Oh my god, my heart. I just, I don't know what it was about her, but I just adore her. She is, oh my god. I just, I have her on my wall. I have her figure. I have keychains. I have her symbol tattooed on my arm.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, you didn't see that picture?
I probably have, but it's been so long.
Yeah, I got it a lot of, oh my god, it's been so long. she's just S for me. But
But
but well, I don't know. We already know my answer, so
What about you, Kuru?
I mean, I didn't like the whole trope they had going for her in the game, but I mean, that's not her fault.
Yeah.
The thing where, like, every time she fell down, and I was like, God, why? Let this girl live in peace.
But I think that's the thing with her is just I don't think she can. I don't think she'd ever be content with like peace, because that's just like not what she knows. She's like, oh well, that's weird. I need something bad to happen to me. So she'd be like the type who goes out to look for trouble.
Yeah. I mean, it was a strange with me for Mikan, because she's like that mix of like, yeah, what Konetsu says, but she's also like really sweet and like worries about people. And I didn't like how she got bullied continuously by what's her name?
Kyoko.
Yeah.
Miss F.
By what's her name? Miss F.
So like that just made me kind of empathize with her, because you know, Hyoko was just so mean with her for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, come on, just leave the girl alone. Like, she already has enough bad luck as it is.
Yeah.
I just always love how someone would be like, oh, I'm so tired. And then she'd be like, oh, well, if you eat this, this, and that, and if you go to sleep on time, and you're going to wake up feeling so much better. And then everyone just didn't appreciate it. And it's like, oh, I did.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I don't know why they kind of made her.
Go ahead, sorry.
They kind of made her into this character that was like meant to be annoying, because for some reason everyone found her annoying, and I was like, she's just worrying about you people.
I was gonna say, Kanetsu, it seems like you're drawn to her motherly nature.
Oh no.
I've been outed. How could you?
How dare.
How interesting indeed.
It is the plot twist of the century.
You could have never seen it coming.
She's a very hard one for me to pinpoint. I think she's. Oh man.
It's okay.
She's
you won't
probably
hurt
one
my
of the
feelings.
more the complicated characters in the series. So, I'm aiming higher for that. This is one of those situations in which I'm having a little bit of trouble like distinguishing between character and the writing itself. Because when I think of her, I just feel sad. I feel so sad.
Oh.
It's like, she didn't.
Poor girl got it so fucking rough between, you know. We did all of her free time events. She was the first one that we completed, so learning about her past, and then seeing the anime and seeing how she was the first one targeted by Junko and everything that she went through, and why she became so dependent on her. And I'm just like, oh man, I like my angst, but this is much.
Even her name, like the kanji, it's Tsumi is sin, and then Ki is tree, so it's like she's like the sin tree. And then Mikan is mandarin orange. So it's like eating forbidden fruit.
Is that how you feel when you look at her? Kanetsu.
Yeah.
I would say
it's hard.
Man, it's hard. I'm torn between A and B.
shoot for the stars the way she did in her execution.
Alright, I'd give her an A.
Yeah, let's go with A.
Yeah.
I think Konetsu happy. Oh, this lady.
Oh.
Have fun, Coco.
I was so excited for Miu when I first saw that, like, heard that she was supposed to be the ultimate inventor. I mean, Kudo, you know me. I love the tech geeks. Those are usually right up my alley. But she was disgusting. Honestly, and it's so much of what she invented was very useful, and I think at the end, if not for those inventions, the rest of the group would not have succeeded. So it's just a shame that she has to be bogged down with the worst of. I'd say she's worse than Teruteru when it comes to just being overly sexual. So I think Hiyoko might finally have some company.
Wow.
Honestly, yeah. Like I kind of like her at like certain specific points, but most of the time it was like, come on, just stop talking, just shut up.
Yes. And hello, Vap. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming.
And it's like, as you said, it's like, it's such a shame because she was actually like so useful to the group as a whole with her inventions, and she was actually so smart.
Yeah.
So
such a lost opportunity.
You know, I did like her a lot during my first playthrough, but then when we were playing it together, I didn't realize how like annoying and gross she really was.
Yep.
And then, like, as we played, I was like, oh, I don't really know if I like you anymore. And then when she died, I was like, huh, I don't feel sad. I feel like, oh, thank God. Because a lot of what she, like, did was just so unnecessary. Like, oh, I'm inventing stuff for, like...
to examine my boobs.
I don't remember what. Yeah, it's like to examine, like, the size of my boobs every single day if I'm getting bigger. And it's like, what? And then that scene with Keeble, where she was just like all up on him, and he's like, "No."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they tried to. What was it? Where she became like a masochist? When people would be, like Kokichi especially, when he'd be like, oh, shut up, you like ugly pig, and she'd be like, what? Say it again. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time you like people insulted her, she blushed.
Got super liquidy.
Yeah. And it was like, ew, so he was just disgusting to have around, but she was so useful. It was horrible.
I'd probably give her a D.
What do you think, Kudu? What's your letter rating?
Actually, no, maybe F. I think F.
I think it's time to give Hiyoko some company.
They can bully each other.
I was just gonna say, Hiyoko would bully her and then Mia would be into it. So,
yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
See?
Trash likes trash.
Perfectly paired. And it was such a shame, as you say, because she was so smart, and whenever she wasn't being all weird, she wasn't actually that bad, but like she was so weird, like 95% of the time.
Yep. Lost potential.
Especially since she did have a cute side with how excited she was for everybody to go into like the VR world.
Yeah.
And she was like, guys, look at this church. And then Shuichi was like, wait a minute, is she just like excited to show all this stuff that she made? And I was like, oh, you were so cute.
Why couldn't
But then it gets buried under everything else.
Okay. Kuru, Mondo.
I I didn't care much about Mondo. I mean, he was okay. But it's like, yeah, I will give him a C, mostly because like he was okay. He was an okay dude.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel very strongly for him at any point.
He could almost have been a himbo if he had less anger issues. Because when he was like that, I liked him, but then other times, yeah, he was just pretty average to me.
For me, I'd probably put him in don't know, don't remember. 'Cause I just didn't really care much for him. He was just like, you know, he's the tough guy.
He's the token tough guy.
Local tough guy.
I'd say C myself. What do you pick, Kudo?
Yes, that's C as well.
Alright.
C
Here,
for
let's put the
perfectly
boyfriends
average.
together. Netsu.
I feel that I think sorry to interrupt, but I feel like what happens with Taka and Mondo is like they're on their own. They don't really leave much of an impression, but when the whole thing they have with their bromance, that just makes them really shine.
Yep.
Yeah. Mukuro. I can't really remember much about her herself. Like I know what she did.
Yeah.
But I can't remember like her as a person. So I can't really judge her.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
I do
you remember
stuff about her.
Oh no.
So I remember throughout the first game, I kept thinking that at some point we were going to learn more about her, and we pretty much never did. Like, you know, we learned her background, we learned what her ultimate was, and that she had been feigning being Junko, but we never know about her personality much. And then in the anime, we find out she pretty much just has incestuous feelings for Junko. And she's just constantly obsessing over her, and much like Mio likes being degraded by her. And I read Danganronpa If with Binks, which is from her perspective, and it's a sort of slightly alternate universe thing that happens, that instead of dying in the beginning, Makoto pushes her out of the way so that neither of them die, but he gets grievously injured, and that kind of gets her to start thinking about, you know, if what they're doing,
someone
I don't
else.
remember exactly, but like if what they're doing is right, or she starts caring for him. But honestly, it didn't really do much to change my opinion on her. And I remember one of my biggest complaints about Danganronpa 1 was that we didn't really learn anything about Mukuro, and after seeing the anime, I'm like, oh god, I wish you had remained just a blank slate. So she would be a D for me.
Considering what you said, like, yeah, let's go with D. I agree with you. I remember things also. I didn't read Eve, but I remember everything else you said from the anime, and I was like, oh yeah, right.
I blotted that out of my memory.
Maybe I did too, because I didn't remember that at all.
Now you do! You're welcome.
Dang! Ruined her for me.
Thank you so much for the lecture. Hope you have a good time. Alright then, let's put two incestuous freaks together. Oh god. Do we need to? I'm exhausted just thinking about this.
This guy.
Someone else go first. I don't wanna.
F.
Ah.
I'm just kidding.
He's interesting, I guess.
So I
He
think I would-
was
Go ahead.
a interesting. He was fun. As much as I
Yeah.
hated him, he was so fun.
Mm-hmm.
He made things so like, and I guess that was his point, right? Is that things were
Oh,
too boring,
yeah.
so he would just shake it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that, but some of the things, like with Chiaki, I didn't like that, so I hated him.
The thing that's hard for me to kind of get my head around when it comes to Komaeda, as I've said, I mostly avoid fandom. But of course, this being him, it's hard not to get that osmosis with such
Mm-hmm.
a big character. He's probably one of the most talked about and popular characters in the entire series. And the thing that kind
Yeah.
of frustrates me is how people try to make him out to be noble.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I guess the reasoning behind that is that since he was attempting to kill everyone since he knew they were the despairs of hope. I mean, the remnants of despair. I don't think that's remotely noble. I
Yeah.
don't think that. I just think it's insanely narcissistic for him to believe that he alone is able to decide who should live and who should die.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
kn-
he
I
was.
don't remember how much he knew. Like, I don't know if he. I don't think he did, but I can't remember quite sure if he knew also that everything was sort of a rehabilitation program. If he did, that makes everything a lot worse. But yeah, like the character itself, I think he's very interesting. I think he's brings a lot of great things to it. But his fans just have made him infinitely more obnoxious for me.
Yeah. That I'm also in that situation that the fans, to me, the fandom had just made him worse than he actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not so bad. Like he brings a lot onto the story of the second game. He helps keep things rolling at times, and
I thought his whole.
he's
I think
mysterious.
yeah, like, I think everything he did in that fifth case to create it was awesome. I
Mhm.
will say that. But yeah, not only do I think he was in the wrong for trying to be judge and executioner, he also fucked up and got Chiaki killed, so hard not to be biased against that. Which means I'm
what's
still
up,
not sure
baby?
where to place him on this chart.
What do you think of Komaeda, baby?
What was the judgment?
silence.
Only La
He's made-
Criatura can be judgment and executioner.
She's clawing on my hands and trying to bite me, so I don't know what that means in cat.
That means yes. Give me food. Hmm.
He's hard to place. Also, oh yeah, the Komahina shippers. Ugh.
Oh my god. I think Komaeda is hard because he's another character, like you said, the fandom kind of blurs him a bit because they, just like Kokichi, they woobify him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Disgusting.
And I think that kind of contributes to why I dislike him a lot. Which, a lot of people will be like, oh, don't let the fans ruin the work. Let it stand on its own. It's like, I can't.
You're right. We shouldn't, but we can't.
But we can't.
It's just so strong. I'd say maybe B or C. Maybe B, trying to like get him away from what fandom has done to him.
You know what?
I think B.
That's
that's fair.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Kokichi's on B too, so I think that they deserve the same
There we
tire.
go. You know what? I'm also gonna. I don't hate you that much to put you next to them.
Valid. Whose turn it is for this guy?
I think it's your turn.
I think mine.
Or
yours?
well,
Yeah,
Komaeda was
it's
supposed to
Kuru's
be
turn.
mine that I started, and then I passed it off to Kuru. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
your turn, Kanetsu.
Nidai. He was cool. He was like, he was alright. I feel like he didn't really make connections besides with Akane.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say like what did you do? What are you doing here?
Yeah, I was
All he
looking
did was
at
like
that
yelling
tier
about
too.
taking shits and exercising.
Yeah, that's the thing, because he also has a nice backstory, but immediately out the gate, it was just shit joke after shit joke after shit joke. And he had an awesome moment in the fourth chapter with Gundam, where both of them understood that if killing didn't happen, everyone would die, so they were willing to sacrifice themselves. Because they both went into that battle knowing that even if they won, they would still die, since they would eventually be found out at the trial. So he's one of those, actually has really good character, good story, but they just didn't care to use him well. Which I guess, yeah, I think I agree. Why are you here? Unfortunately.
Yeah. He didn't deserve this.
Go. Love her design. Like her ultimate. I think she also falls in the had a lot of potential but was just not utilized very well. Her moments with Fuyuhiko at the end of her trial were very bittersweet. And she had funny moments before that when, she showed that she was actually pretty awkward and wasn't really sure how to interact with people. But that's about it. And
I don't remember much about her.
Oh, is she biting you real hard?
Yeah.
Aww.
She said, "Take it back."
Oh, now we know her favorite. Can't believe Kuru dissed her cat's waifu.
You didn't play the games. Stay down.
We love a girl with tummy problems. Oh no.
Hello, Lionel. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming. Man, I don't know. Good potential, no execution. Well, she did get executed, but no execution writing-wise.
She's another one who really didn't have, well, she didn't have time, but she didn't really make many connections with people. I know that was like willingly on her part because she was like, well, I have to take care of the master. There's no time for friendships here. I need to watch over him. But then it's like nobody really cared about her, and so as a player, I didn't care about her.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, she was kind of fridged, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, she didn't get to do a whole lot, and then her death was, like, it felt more like it was for the sake of giving Fujihiko growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she did much on her own.
And even in the anime, in the Despair arc, she was just kind of like attached to him. I don't remember her doing anything like special by herself besides like that weird scene where everybody's like high on drugs or whatever and she's like making out with the girl.
Oh yes. Wasn't Mikan like touching her sword?
Yeah, yes, that's what it was. And it's like, okay, well, that's funny, but then she just didn't really have any relationships with anybody. So it's like, she's
like, I don't want to give her a bad grade since I think she's one of those characters that I would say in the hands of a good role player, I would probably end up loving her, but as she is, probably why are you here?
Yeah, I'd put why are you here? I mean, we get why, but like, really why?
Yeah. What about you, Kuru?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I honestly barely remember what she did.
I want to like her, but yeah. Okay, well, we'll put her there for now, and you know, at the end when we go or look at the list, we can shift stuff around. Okay. Whose turn was it? I don't recall. Was it you, Kuru?
I think so. Yeah.
Rantaro.
Bing's favorite.
Well, at least he had a smashing good time before he went Binks.
Damn.
Wow. I actually liked him. I was sad that he died first, mostly because I feel he would have been an interesting character to have around.
Yeah.
As the story progressed. But it's hard to place him because he was the first to go, so it's not like we didn't get to see much about him.
Got divorced.
Reason enough.
Maybe.
I feel like he wasn't really there. He was kind of like a mouthpiece for like just hinting that something was going on behind the scenes. And then that was it. So personally for me, I don't know. And I don't remember. Well, I do remember. I'm a liar. I'd probably put him in like D. Just because...
I also don't know. Because I mostly remember him just because he's my competition.
Wow.
That's... He's got a cute design. And I can't remember. I know I think I saw a bit of his free time events when I watched Binks's LP. I can't remember. I know he's an older brother, looking after his siblings, so that's a big plus for me.
Yeah. And like he knows how to paint nails because he used to paint the nails of his little sisters.
Aww.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe C.
Like there's a, I'm pretty sure there's a maybe it's a free time that you can get with him, and that he just sits and starts painting Kaeru's nails while they talk.
Aww.
I'm pretty sure I remember that.
So C, don't remember.
I will give him a B, honestly, but mostly because I was kind of interested in him as a character.
Mm-hmm.
But if everyone else says C, I'd agree to C.
Okay. Tsunetsu, Ryouma.
He's just like tragic.
Mm-hmm.
I really like his lines.
Yeah.
The deep daddy.
The deep daddy. I'd probably give him a B. Because you could tell that he really wanted to participate and be with everybody, but he was like punishing himself.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't belong here. I don't deserve to hang out and have fun with all these other kids because of what I've done.
I think I mentioned this during the stream. I know I've definitely talked to things about it, but the thing that really frustrates me about Ryouma is I think he's a fantastic character. I'd give him an A myself, but a lot of the characters I had sort of seen, their designs at least. Ryouma, I had not known anything about his existence until I started playing the game. And it's pretty obvious that the only reason he's not more popular is because he's just not conventionally, like the Bishonen. If he was,
Yeah.
the stereotypical pretty boy, fandom would be all over him and his disposition and his stoicism and his tragic backstory. And that's I know that has nothing to do with how we're gonna judge them in the tier list, but I just needed to vent on that because it's so frustrating because he really is a great character.
He'd have more fan works, that's for sure.
I'd personally give him an A. What about you?
I think I agree. I think I agree with Coco on the rating. He was great. He was very interesting. I like his lines a lot. And like as Konatsu says, like yeah, he was just kind of punishing himself, but like he really just wanted to hang out with everyone, and he was just some cool dude. He probably didn't even do what he think he did, since like everything was.
Yeah. Oh, that just adds another layer.
So we got 2 A's and a B. So A?
Yeah.
Let's go.
The way my heart just broke when we realized that he just gave himself up.
Yeah.
Gee, this next character, I don't recognize him, so I'm just gonna put don't know, don't remember. I mean,
Yeah.
at the
Why are
beginning
you
of
here even?
wait. For some reason, there's this tier all just for this character. Okay, yeah.
I wonder why.
This was an executive decision I made at the start of the first stream.
Yeah. We knew it was gonna happen.
I mean, if you know the game, if you know Sakura, you know why she's up there for me. the entire time I was playing the series, I was like, I wonder if there's gonna be anyone who beats out Sakura as my favorite. Nope. Still, after
Not
having
one.
played all 3 games along and then Ultra Despair Girls and watching the anime, there is no nobler a spirit than Sakura. There is no sweeter a character than Sakura. She's the one who got the original team out of that situation they were in, because if not for her sacrifice, the dumbasses wouldn't have woken up. She's the one who destroyed the headmaster's room so that they could get in, knowing that since she was gonna die, Monokuma wouldn't be able to punish anyone. She was so fucking
love
cute with
Sakura.
Hina.
Yeah.
Yep, Zuni, that's what that tear is for.
See, Cat says it's allowed.
Thank you, Cat. Thank you. If I have Cat's permission, then you know it's okay. But just like Kanetsu has her undying love for Mikan, I have my undying love for Sakura.
Valid. Entirely valid.
I get it.
And I agree. Like, even if I wouldn't say, you know, my love for Sakura is nowhere near Coco's, I agree. She's right. Coco's right. And she should say it.
I don't. When we first played the first game, I had played the first 4 cases of the game. I first played it on my own, blind, when I visited Kudu for the first time. And they gave me their Vita to play.
Yeah, right.
And
I was like, oh, since you wake up so early, usually, like, here, have my Vita. Play this funny little game called Danganronpa.
Yep. But this is the funnier part. Because, I was ranting on to Kudo about how much I love both Sakura and Hina, but especially Sakura. And I had finished the 3rd case, and I was like, all right, I think I'll end it there, since I doubt I'll be able to finish another case before I have to go back. And Kudo was like, no, you have to play the 4th case. And I'm just like, okay, I guess Kudo just wanted to see my heart break in real time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. I just wanted to be there to comfort you, Coco.
Oh, sure, I'm sure that's the reason. That's why I got back at you with Transistor.
Real.
Okay, cool.
I had forgotten about that though, and you remember, and I'm like, damn, right, I did that.
I did that.
I did that.
Do you regret it, Kudu?
No.
Not.
It's my turn?
Yep.
What was her name?
Sayaka?
Oh yeah, Sayaka.
Or as they had that one typo in the game, Sakaya.
I will just drop her in Why Are You Here?
The only reason she feels memorable and like bigger than she is because have you guys seen that one guy?
Yes.
Who like makes life-size Sayaka like
yes
cardboard cutouts?
Yeah, and like his entire wall is just picture after picture after picture of her.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I feel biased when I look at her now and I'm like, oh my god. And then I'm like, wait, I never liked her for the 30 minutes she was in the game.
I love how Kanetsu was like, you know that one guy, and immediately Kudo and I were already just, yup, we know exactly who you're
Yeah.
talking about.
We know what guy you mean.
Like, that's the only reason she feels like she was a bigger part of the story. Is that guy?
You know what? As long as he's not hurting anyone, you know what? You do you, guy. You do you. I wish I
Yeah,
was
go
that
off, King.
passionate. Like, that overshadows even my love of Sakura. My god.
And
Well, you know, if I had
he's
that space too, I would.
he's managing for people to remember her.
Yeah, honestly. He's doing his part. But yeah, I'd probably put her in Why Are You Here?
Yeah. I appreciate that she was the first killer, but
I guess it was just to teach, like,
yeah,
Naegi that, you know, the people here aren't going to be who they say they are, so don't trust everyone. They're not your friends and blah blah, but she was just like, eh. She was
He
so fake, it was
remembers
just hard
her
to
so
tell.
you don't have to.
Yeah. Like, I do feel a little bad for her, because she was the first death, so out of every single character, she had sort of like the least time to be able to have any sort of personality, but it is what someone has to take that spot. First death of the first game, it's I have no opinion on her whatsoever.
And it was kind of her fault too.
Yeah. Where would you put her, Kudu? Do you have any? Would you put Why Are You Here, or Don't Know, Don't Remember, or do you have a letter rating for her?
You know, I'd also put her in Why Are You Here?
Okay.
Because of that one guy.
That one guy.
That one guy. That's the only reason she's staying out of Don't Know, Don't Remember.
Or F.
Kanetsu, Shuichi.
Oh, Shuichi. He's probably my favorite. No, I'm a liar. He's my second favorite protagonist. I just
Stop
love...
lying, Konetsu.
I said second favorite. Like, he was way more, like, not, well, maybe he was a little deeper than Hajime. But I just loved, like, just as Komaru grew over the course of the game, he did too, in that, like, he wasn't scared of people to tell them the truth anymore. And I just loved how he didn't grow that spine, but, like, he just, I don't know how to describe it. He just, I love him. I like him.
I think what makes him very interesting, because I can kind of see what you're saying about him being deeper than Hajime, because Hajime, he's also a great protagonist, and he had a more sort of convoluted backstory, but a complex backstory isn't necessarily a complex character. And while there was a lot going on with Hajime, since we actually got more insight into Shuichi's mind and why he felt certain things, the whole case in which, you know, he solved a murder, but then he realized that the reason that person was murdered was because they were an abuser, and, you know, they were trying to avenge someone that, a loved one that had been driven to suicide, I think was the case. So it's just like, okay, I get it. I get why you're afraid of going forth, because, you know, the truth isn't always a good thing, and it's not always on the side of justice. You don't really get something like that with Hajime, because, you know, I could never really relate to the obsession with Hope's peak. But like getting into that would be a whole nother subject. But yeah, I also really, really liked Shuichi, and that conversation between him and Kaede was not something I ever would have expected from Danganronpa, to be honest.
Yeah.
True. You know, I agree. I love Shuichi. He's just a well-rounded character, especially in a Danganronpa game.
I think I would give him an A.
Yeah, I'd give him an A. I just love that whole like lies are comforting, and I know that everybody wants to be lied to so that, you know, we can live in peace, but I want to I want to find the truth, and you need to hear the truth.
Yeah, I agree with A.
Okay, Sonia Nevermind. She's super fucking cute. She's also a weirdo, and I like her for that. I really appreciate that she's weirdly down with the hierarchy, despite being a hierarchy herself. At the top of the hierarchy herself. She has some really funny lines with her sort of intelligence, but also cluelessness when it comes to being a typical teenager. She and Gundam are super cute, as we have discussed before. But yeah, she's not a particularly complicated character. I don't feel like there was anything that made me go like, whoa, about her, you know, that surprised me. So I'd probably give her a B.
You know what? I love her. I probably would put her in C.
Okay.
Like,
Well,
I like
I'll
her a
bring her
lot.
down for
She's
you.
great.
Mhm.
But I feel like she told us exactly who she was from the beginning.
Yeah,
Like, as
yeah,
you said, there
that's-
were no surprises. There was nothing that she said throughout the entire game that made me go, hold on, what?
Yeah, yeah.
And she didn't really change. Like, when Gundam was executed, she did a little bit, and then she kind of, like, she does, I don't remember what she says exactly, but she does have this moment towards the very end of the game. And I feel like they waited a little too long to show us like that certain side of her where she could be a little serious and not feel something. But I think when Chiaki died was the first time when she like cried and was upset and was mad. And that was like the only time she became proactive. And then after that, it was like she goes back to being Sonia. And so for me, I was like, oh, I love you a lot. But she was just like too static for me.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's true, yeah. Like, I love her as well, but it's true,
Actually, yeah,
yes.
you might be right. I think I might have meant to see as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Wasted
I love her
potential, yeah.
too, but like, yeah, and she has some great moments.
And
But
she's
most
funny,
of the time,
but then it's like,
she's funny.
She's just kind of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I love you being there. You're doing great, sweetie. But I need a little more.
Go, Queen, give us nothing.
Yeah. I don't think Sonia's wasted potential. I don't think there was any potential there.
Yeah.
I don't really know
It's
what
weird.
they could have done
I
with
guess
her.
because I keep wanting to kind of commend her since I do like her, but as a character, as you said, she's just so static that it's hard to be beyond anything beyond like, she's fun.
If she had sprites with the hamster's S.
Yes.
Save me,
Save
white
me,
girl,
white girl.
save me. Oh boy, Tenko.
Tell us your thoughts on Tenko. Koko.
It's like they just wanted to outdo themselves with every installment of how can we make this character. Like, they had two really annoying tropes. They had the sexist character and they had the perverted character, and Tenko is like this horrific amalgamation of the most powerful of both of them. So I guess Miu is worse. I forgot about the existence of Miu. She is worse. But I guess I remember Tenko's because it was so targeted towards Himiko, and that made me feel so bad for her. And then, of course, right before they die, they start giving her some actual personality where she starts saying actual good things and helping Himiko with her growth, but too little too late.
Yeah.
She'd go F for me.
Yeah, as Scott says, she also has the thing of like men bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was like, an even worse tier of men bad than Mahiru. I forgot her name for a second.
Yeah.
Because my hero wasn't like men bad. She was just like, oh, sure, but like boys do this or boys do that, and like every now and then she'd be
or
like,
how could
oh,
you say
like,
that you're a man?
Yeah.
But Tenko was literally like, ew, there's a man standing next to me, get away.
Yep.
And
like, we don't want a man on our team.
I was afraid. I went up and looked up her free time events and all that, and I was afraid there was going to be something involving essay. And there wasn't, so that's nice. The reason she hates men is because her trainer, the one who she created the Neo Aikido stuff, said a joke about when she was really young that if she let boys touch her, that would make her weak. And that's why she acts that way towards men. Because she took that. I didn't see the free time events myself, so I don't know the wording. It was just from that video. So I don't know if that was just meant to be a joke that the teacher said. I'm assuming. But it's just oh, that's why she's a raging misandrist. That's the reason. It's okay. So yeah.
But you would think she was smart enough to figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
She took that joke to heart.
Alright, Zuni clarified she missed the joke. Okay. Thank you for the clarification. So yeah, what would you two give her grade-wise?
I give her an F as well. When she started, it's when she started developing and getting more serious, it was oh, she's not so bad. But then she was gone. And it was oh, okay. But most of the time she was sort of annoying.
Yeah, I think I would give her an F too because she was really annoying. And I wanted to like her friendship with Himiko, but Himiko just didn't want anything to do with her. She just wanted her to get away from her.
And quite frankly, I don't blame her.
Yeah, I don't blame her either. She was just kind of tolerating her. And eventually she did, after she died, she cared for her. But Tenko just kind of approached her. I don't think she liked Himiko as she was. She was just kind of oh my god, you're so small and frail and cute. I have to protect you. You need me there. And just pushed herself on her, and I didn't like that.
And she said some legitimately creepy things to her that I would qualify as sexual harassment. When she talked about wanting to follow her to the bathroom and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Alright. Well then, F.
And F she goes. With the other crazies. Oh boy.
Teruteru.
Yeah,
he was just the pervert of the game. And he had his story about his mother, but again, it feels like that was just sort of slapped in by the writer to be aha, see, there's more to him than just that. But it's well, of course people are going to think there isn't more to him if that's what you write him as. I don't have
Just
much
F.
more to say about him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
F.
Yeah, F. What you see is what you get.
Aww.
I did find him funny at times. Because he was actually really passionate about cooking.
Yeah.
But then, yeah.
Also, his siblings are the ultimate escorts, which is weird because I'm like, how old are they?
The ultimate what?
Escorts?
As in like escort? Escort?
I think it's more just like, I mean, I hope it's host, which is why I'm concerned. I just heard that's what they are. I don't really know much more beyond that. But just
I mean,
knowing
yeah.
what a Japanese escort usually implies, it's a little concerning.
Hopefully it was host and it got lost in translation or something.
Yeah. Let me Google this real quick.
According to the wiki, he dislikes his younger siblings because they are the ultimate host and I don't know how to pronounce that. Baroque? Okay.
Baroque?
Yeah, Baroque. I guess it's a French word.
Yeah. I don't know what a Baroque does.
I'm assuming host means like a server.
Yeah, a host.
Yeah.
I mean, like hosts, they pretty much. One of my all-time favorite documentaries is one called The Great Happiness Space, which is about Japanese hosts. And essentially, what they do is that they work at a sort of restaurant / bar. And it's almost like a geisha, like a modern day geisha, in which people will come over, they will pick their favorite hosts, and the host just eats and drinks with them and pretty much just, lavishes with them with attention and with compliments and that sort of thing. And it's a really, really, really depressing thing because people get addicted to that and the hosts pretty much destroy their physical health with all the eating and drinking that they have to do.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Okay. The Kudu. How do you feel
My
about
girl. My girl, my baby girl. Why are you so weird? I love Toko. But the process of loving Toko is a long one. The process of getting to love Toko, it's a long, long one. Because I didn't like her much at first, but then I don't remember why I went and did all her free time events. And I was like, oh god, I need to protect her. And then Ultra Despair Girls came around and I was like, oh, this girl! So I love her. I love her despite being a weirdo obsessed with Byakuya.
Actually, no, since we're on her, I feel like we should do these two together.
Yeah.
And how about Jack? Or
I mean,
Jill?
Jack is just...
Or Show.
Or Show. She's kind of just there being insane. I think you get to see a bit more of her on Despair Girls. which is funny because she actually kind of shows a bit, kind of like she cares about Komaru, which is interesting, all things considered. But yeah, she was just mostly fun in the first game, especially because it was like, I can't believe the serial killer didn't kill anyone. It's kind of funny to have a serial killer right there that didn't actually kill anyone at any point.
Not enough cute boys, too many cute girls.
Yep, yeah, exactly. And like, yeah, I said Toko's only like biggest downside as a character is the whole thing of like being obsessed with Byakuya.
I felt
But
similarly.
I feel she's actually well written because like if you look at her entire like background and backstory, it kind of makes sense that she is the way she is.
You know, I'm still a little confused about some aspects of that. I know that her father had mistresses, and they don't know which one is her biological mother. And that apparently, like, he had two mistresses, and they each had a baby, and one of them died, so they're both trying to deny which is theirs. Something like that. Like neither of them want to take responsibility for Toko. They say that Toko is the other's child.
Oh yeah, I think I remember. I think she dropped that in Ultra Despair Girls.
I just remember she dropped that she had two moms.
Yeah, she dropped that in the first game, and I was like, "Excuse me," and it didn't get explained.
Yeah, and I think they gave context, and they were like, "Well, actually, two moms, and the fact that they both gave birth, and they don't know which one is her, so they're just both her mom."
Yeah.
But I don't think her father was much more present in her life. But yeah, and I just love the development she has with Komaru.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Series OTP.
Mm-hmm.
I just love how she accepts that she can change and that she has the potential, and she's like, okay, I'll try. It's not going to be overnight, but I'll try.
Yeah, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you don't really see that often because it's usually like something happens, the character is like, oh my god, my epiphany, and then they're a completely different person just overnight.
Mm-hmm.
But with Toko, like, Komaru had to like force it and push for it, and she just like saw the potential in her, and she's like, okay, I know you can, and she's like, fine, I know I can, I'll do it.
Aww. She really is one that changes a lot. I didn't like her at first because, again, she was one of those characters that was a bit too overly sexual for me, like making too many very forced sex jokes. But then in Ultra Despair Girls, I don't know if I'd say it was toned down, but it actually made sense, you know, it wasn't out of nowhere. So it didn't feel as, like, jarring.
Yeah, I think she just learns that.
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing. You can really feel her, like, change in between games and in the game itself. In both of the games she shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she actually learns and starts to grow, but as Konetu says, it's not like they had an epiphany and, like, they're different. No, she's, like... She's very gradual about it. Yeah, and like she admits, like, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna be hard, but like she has the potential, and the fact that she actually chooses to stay with Komaru instead of going back with Byakuya is like, wow.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, you would give him up? And she's like, yeah, I'll give him up because I'm not leaving you. She's like, I got two hands.
I am the Bicon of this series.
So yeah, I just love Toko.
Hey, A for me. For both of them, honestly. I think Sho can be funnier at times, so I'm a little higher A for me on her, but I like them both.
Yeah, she's a high A.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, the only reason she's not S is because of her thing with Byakuya.
Yeah, like the little what was it, like the chapter results?
Oh, those
Yeah.
are
Get a
fucking funny.
different
They were
a different little
horrifying.
fantasy depending on your score of that chapter, and she would like dream up completely different like things. Was just like, oh my god. But at least we got to see him getting slapped, so that was like, okay. I love that.
I remember we mostly did pretty good in that game, except there was one chapter. So we almost always saw the same scene for like A. There was one chapter in which there was one puzzle that was just blasting my asshole, and I was just like, alright, just give me the F.
Oh yeah, I remember, yeah.
Over us.
Just give it to me.
Fuck, what? Tsumugi.
Oh, Tsumugi. She was so weird. She just had like no presence, but that was the point.
Yeah.
So funny because
oh my dear.
I love the aesthetic of her reveal so much. I think the whole all her cosplay outfits floating behind her and how she swapped between all the characters was so fucking awesome. But that's what I remember the most about her.
Yeah, I think that was the point. Like, she wasn't made to stand out too much.
I think she served her purpose well.
Yeah.
It was really
but then sometimes
unexpected.
she did have that like, oh my god, I am just so plain. There's no way I could help out doing this.
Yeah.
It's like, when are you gonna like crack?
I remember there was a point in which I thought she had a crush on Ganta because she was always protecting him, and now I feel so betrayed remembering that.
She was protecting him to keep him.
Didn't she also have like some very savage lines towards other characters?
Yeah, sometimes she took the shit out of Kokichi. Which,
yeah, she would say like very sarcastic things towards them, and like, whoa, Tsumugi. But otherwise, I think I'd put her in like C.
Yeah.
Yeah, C.
I was thinking C too.
Yeah, C makes sense.
Imposter-kun. I feel bad for them. But it's also so hard to know how to judge them since they don't really have their own presence. And this is one of those things where I'm just like, how does this even... How does someone get to this point? How does no one know who they are? Danganronpa.
Danganronpa.
Didn't he have a thing in the anime? Like, what was his real name? Like Ryota?
Yeah.
That was the person he was impersonating. We don't have a real name.
Oh yeah, right.
We don't have a real name. We don't have an age. We don't have a gender. We don't have anything. Because maybe I'm forgetting something, but I think what was happening was that Ryota Mirai, I think was his name, was a part of the class that all the characters from Danganronpa 2 are part of. But since he was always working so much on his animation, there was a point in which he got sick and collapsed, and the imposter found him and started taking care of him, and then he took his place in that classroom.
Yeah, I remember now, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree with Lionel. Why are you here? Like, I think there are some. There's an interesting
actually, why are
concept
you
there,
here?
but I just don't think it can work in any way. 'Cause there has to be. The person had to have been birthed, so there should be information about them, but there isn't. So, and technically speaking, I mean, this is one of those weird things where they treat the ultimate ability as if it's some sort of physiological condition, and they aren't able to not be an imposter, so it's just weird. Yeah, I'd go with why are you here?
Yeah, me too.
What do you think, Kanetsu?
Oh yeah, I agree. Why are you here? The fact that I didn't even remember.
Hagakure.
Hagakure. How did he survive?
Everyone must have thought he was already dead because he's just so foolish that it's like there's no brain there. How is he alive?
True.
You know what? I didn't care much for him at first, but he's just so fucking. He can be so fucking funny sometimes. Like that whole story about his encounter with aliens literally serves absolutely no purpose. It's not even hinting anything that might happen in the future. It's not even some sort of symbolism. It's just a story that he tells, and he cracked me the fuck up.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah, but that's
Oh,
also
he's so
still just
stupid.
all that he has going for him. He's just funny. So why are you here, I guess, would be... I mean, there's also that one thing where he predicts the bad ending.
We don't talk about that.
Hey, you don't have any right to say that to me.
I would say like, why are you here? Like, you're funny and you're stupid, and he's got a hot mom, and
Oh yeah,
he's
right.
just like someone to shoot the shit with like Hina, and to take to be the butt of the joke. But otherwise, it's like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Besides sitting in the corner like smoking weed and talking about your like cows that you've seen and your $1 million crystal ball that's like plastic.
Lemurian culture, man. So this is one of the like you know, in Ultra Despair Girls, where they had the sort of wanted posters of the demons, and it was usually just like a little profile of a character related to one of the people from the first game, usually, yeah. I think this was, I don't know if it's this one or the one several rows down. One of them is Byakuya's butler. But honestly, with these, I since we have pretty much nothing to go on, I don't know if we'll really be able to say much.
Yeah, I think we can just safely go with.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one, I think this one's
except for Toko's friend.
It's either one of these two that's Byakuya's butler. I don't know what the other one is. This girl is one of Sayaka's fellow idols. This is Hifumi's sister. This is Celeste's cat. I think this is Leon's friend or sister or something.
That's his cousin who's obsessed with him. She's like totally in love with him.
Very unfortunate.
And the only reason I remember is because she's so cute.
She is. Of course. It's such a shame. And then this is the Sakura's rival. Who's the only person she was not able to beat. And this is Taka's father? Don't remember this one.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Who's this one?
That one I don't remember.
have no idea.
Alright, so we've got someone for Leon, we've got someone for Sayaka. Maybe... is this a relation to Chi? Maybe... Oh wait, maybe he's from Mondo? Maybe he's like a fellow gang member?
Maybe. Seems to have the same jacket. The same uniform, I mean.
And this is Toko's best friend. Who obviously gets S tier.
Of course.
Who else? Are we missing anyone else from that? I think that's all of them. Okay. Okay, Chisa from the anime.
Ow! Roasted so far.
Oh, that's Leon's manager. Okay.
Oh, was she his manager or his cousin manager? Maybe both.
Maybe
I think
both.
I think it was cousin manager.
Unfortunate in both situations.
Okay, I wanna look up who that last one is. The one we're not sure of. Ultra Despair.
I can't remember that one.
Demon Posters. Alright, hit list. Full list. So yes, alright, so that's this one right here. I'm pulling to the front. That's that is Taka's father, former prime minister. And the second one, the one we weren't sure of, yep, he's part of Mondo's gang. A shrimpy demon with a head as hard as metal. Okay. Then... yeah. Says... a super perverted demon who works as manager of the baseball team. When hunting, use a handsome Anakuma. Okay. Oh, there are a couple missing posters. Let me see. Did I miss them? Oh, they just don't have them.
It's not relevant enough.
Then yep, this is from Sayaka's idol group. Celeste Cat. Which one is this one? Okay, yes, this is Byakuya's butler. And Hifumi's older sister, who's a manga artist as well, with a focus on yaoi. This one, oh, this is. Oh, okay. I actually do have things to say about this one because this is Kyoko's grandfather.
Oh.
Who is a certified absolute piece of shit.
Oh.
F.
Yeah, I would put him in F category too.
Let's go.
So for those who don't know, there is a book for Kyoko. I have not read it. I did hear the summary. Basically, he just completely hated his son for having the audacity to want to do something other than detective work. When Kyoko was born, he insisted on being able to, spend time with her so that she could carry on the family legacy. And the only reason that Kyoko's father, Jin was his name?
I think so, yeah.
Allowed it was because his wife just wanted to try and, keep things smooth with the family. They didn't want him to lose his connections. But eventually she got sick and she got very ill and was on her deathbed when Kyoko was off traveling with her grandfather in order to solve mysteries. And Jin called him and told him, hey, bring Kyoko back, her mother is dying. He refused to do that, so Kyoko's mother never got to see her when she died. And that was sort of the last straw for Jin, and he just wanted to completely cut off all communication with his father, and he tried to take Kyoko back, but I mean, essentially it's a kidnapping. I don't know how legally his father was allowed to keep her, but he did. And that's why they got separated, and he filled Kyoko's head with lies about her father not wanting her.
Oof.
So absolute
Oh,
F.
Yeah.
Absolute
yeah.
F.
Definitely.
Did the cockroach also have the tracker on?
The world's tiniest tracker.
Okay, so yeah, now we can get to Chisa. Who, I forget she exists anyway, so...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I forget almost everyone from Danganronpa 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately I do, and I remember feeling at the time that I didn't really care about the 3 characters that were her,
The boxer guy,
yeah, him
and then her boyfriend.
and him. Yeah, like these 3, I honestly was not able to get invested in their story at all.
Yeah, I didn't care for them. I was just like, alright, let's move on so we can get back to the despair. Or hope, or
Ooh,
whatever
despair.
Zuni says proposal, new tier is in hell. You know, there was one character I was thinking about that I was like, you know, this is a character that needs to have their own tier because it would be below F. And I think I don't think I don't know, maybe actually now that I think about it, maybe he would be there too. But we'll get to that one when we get to that one. But yeah, she was pretty much just like a sweet person at first. She became the substitute teacher for the Game 2 class. Then she got lobotomized by Junko, which I am so fucking sorry. That's a horrible fate. And just helped Junko with her plans, and that's about it.
And then she died.
This guy kind of got wind of what was going on with the committee, and he wanted to take over as headmaster in order to improve it. But he, again, I just couldn't get invested in him. This guy pretty much was just in love with him, making him, I guess, the first queer man. We've had a couple queer women before this. Well, I mean, I guess Teruteru's was bi, since he made that one comment about being able to go either way. But he's like the first one that was actually in love with a
like serious. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the first serious one. But yeah, for me there, I don't really care about them. They served the purpose, but they weren't interesting to me personally.
Yeah, same.
All of them, and like don't remember. Because I can't really remember much about them enough to give them a ranking.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, I remember those 2 girls that had, like, their rivalry. Like, the girl with the teeth, or the candy, or whatever her deal was. Like, their Yuri, or situationship, or whatever was going on with them. But that's about all I remember from, like, the present arc.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember.
That wasn't even in the present. That was, like, past, too.
That was future, I think, since it was after the first game, at least. Well, no, because didn't that also have like a small section with Komaru, Toko, and the kids from Ultra Despair Girls? I think there was one episode dedicated to that.
Yeah, they did. Just to show us that they were still alive.
Yeah, he's also from the anime. Kind of unfortunate design as the first person of color, but don't remember.
His voice was just so like why?
Yeah,
Like that
it was weird.
choice was just insane. And then he was the first to die, so the first to like demonstrate what would happen if you go against the rules.
Yep. So that was a very bad decision in writing, folks. All around.
I have no idea who that is.
I remember he played I vaguely remember thinking he was pretty cool, but he died off pretty quickly.
I thought that was a robot.
Yeah, that's just a person, and he has like a bull mask. Yeah, but he protected people for a while. You know, or like Kyoko, Makoto, and Hina. He was one of the ones that wasn't immediately suspicious of Makoto. I think. I don't know. I just vaguely remember thinking he was cool, and then he died.
You can't think characters are cool, Coco. When will you learn?
I know. I'm sorry. Next time, I just need to be like, alright, who do I hate? And just think really, really, really hard about thinking they're cool.
But yeah, I'll put most of them in don't remember because I honestly don't remember much.
Izuru. I mean, I guess he is a character. I do consider him distinct from Makoto. But since he was more just a plot point and his entire thing is I'm so perfect everything bores me.
Yeah.
It's just
It's like, it's not your fault, honey, but you're very
good plot point. Very good plot point. As a character, don't really have an opinion.
Yeah, because I mean, he's not very much of a character because of his whole thing. Like not having emotions, pretty much.
I think I'd put him in Why Are You Here?
Yeah.
For being like the ultimate life form in Danganronpa, it's like, what are you doing here? He didn't really do much.
He didn't, but like, I think he's indicative of a big problem of the Danganronpa world. And this was something I was going... is this character even on this list? Let me see. No, he isn't. That's surprising. Wait, did we already rate him? The character I was thinking of was the headmaster. And I kind of feel that headmaster is the crux of almost all the problems in the game because he's the one who developed this sort of very damaging philosophy of treating talent like it's this sort of do-all be-all thing that needs to be treated like almost religiously. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like the whole idea of ultimate talents and these kids being born with it and then that automatically makes them superior to everyone else, I feel is just a really, you know, they probably didn't think that much about it when they first made the game, but it informs everything that happens. If people didn't have that idea, then I feel they wouldn't have such defeatist attitudes towards Junko. I feel like that sort of belief was what allowed people to cave in so easily to her, treating hope and despair like they were these, you know, physical elements. Like it was some... I don't know if what I'm saying makes any sense, but I just feel that whole principle in general created so many of the problems that existed in this world. So I think I understand why he's there, since people eventually got so obsessed with the idea of talent that they thought that it was something that could be created and that would solve all their problems. And eventually Izuru caused a lot of the problems, since a big thing that got a lot of people pissed off was the whole issue with the reserve students and how they were pretty much just being used as banks to fund this project to create the perfect specimen. So if he was never a thing, that also would never have happened. And the mass suicide of the entire reserve department wouldn't have happened either. But again, like, he just feels like he's a plot point. He doesn't feel like his own character.
Yeah.
I mean, like, maybe
I don't know what.
My vote would be don't know.
Yeah, I would put him don't know.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So this is the character who I said I would create the, like, super F tier for.
Oh,
yeah.
I agree.
Oh god, sick. F.
I agree immediately.
Just
I'm
looking
gonna,
at
I'm gonna
him
make
makes me feel
super F
ill.
tier. Oh wait, I messed this up. You go down there. There we go. I'm just gonna do this. I think that's his name, isn't it?
His name is Haiji, yeah.
Oh god. Just absolutely repulsive person. No redeeming qualities. Not even bad character in the fun way. Just
yeah, he's just
disgusting.
He just gets in the way. He's annoying. He's gross.
Self-proclaimed. This is the part that just really gets me. Self-proclaimed pedo. Abused Monica. Turned her into what she is. Yep. Ultra Despair Girls probably would not have happened if not for him and his father. Yes, Vap. He has a line in which he outright says he is of that inclination. I misspelled it. Yeah, I don't even remember. How do you spell it?
I think you spelled it right. Haiji. Haiji.
Oh. So the question is the grandfather as bad as Haiji? It's
no.
a very, I think there's a very strong case to be made for it. I don't think he quite slides in there, but it's damn close.
Yeah, it's like he's like very close.
Alright. So, I don't remember her name, but I know that's Hagakure's mother.
Yeah,
she was very
it's hot
cool.
mom.
Hot. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
Hot.
But yeah, she was kind of like a guide, and that's about it. And I thought it was very sweet how much she clearly loved her son.
Yeah.
But
it's like, I know
again,
he's stupid, but that's my boy.
I guess she did serve a purpose as sort of being a guide for that area where the adults were. But
Mom S tier.
I don't know. Because honestly,
I
anyone
probably
could
put her
also...
in don't remember.
Yeah. This was the one that every time I looked at it, I was like, who the fuck is that? But I think this character is from Danganronpa 0. But from what I
Makes
can
sense.
remember, I can't remember there being anything like personality-wise distinct. It's actually supposed to be 7 people, if I recall correctly, and they're brothers, and their ultimate was like ultimate hunters or something. Oh man, I can't remember. Danganronpa 0 hunters. So Isshiki Madarai. He is a student of Hope's Peak Academy who worked for the student council, who were all killed in the school's tragedy with the exception of Soshun Murasame. He now investigates the incident and is specifically after Junko Enoshima. He holds the title of Ultimate Bodyguard. Huh. What was it? Why did I think it was more than one person? Well, yeah, that's his thing. So, but don't know. Not enough information.
Yeah.
All right, Jotaro. When it comes to all the kids, I feel very bad for them, very sad for them. I really liked Jotaro's sort of opening. It was really fucked up what he was doing to the bodies of the people, creating all those puppets and merry-go-rounds with them.
Mm-hmm.
Jump rope with their hands.
There you are.
I think
Out
of
of all
all
of
of them,
them-
he is probably the second most tragic. Because there was nothing wrong with him. It was just his mom that made him feel ugly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, okay, well, clearly I am, so I'm gonna act like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the kids are very complicated.
I will say one thing. I didn't care much for his voice. So it's not that the acting itself was good, was bad, but
It was too good that it made you feel ugh.
No, not so much that. It's just that it take forever to read his lines since he was always kind of like drawling and
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So that does influence
So when
me
he
a
was
little
talking, you'd just be like, all right, let's move it.
bit. Yeah.
I'd probably put him in D.
Okay. I'd say C myself. What do you think, Kuro?
I'd say C as well, yeah.
Okay. Well, trying to jump up there, I see how it is. Nagisa. Fucking nerd.
Fucking nerd.
I I like him. I think I love him a step above most of the others. Because he actually seems sincere in wanting to help the other kids, even if it was the completely and utterly wrong way to go about it. Whereas obviously Monica didn't give a single flying fuck about any of that. And the others seemed more self-serving.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, he'd be a B.
Yeah,
I think B's fair.
Yeah.
Especially since he was like the only one to really, well, not really the only one, but he was probably, well, I guess, yeah, he was the only one to really start opening his eyes and feeling off about what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll do it, but I don't know if this is right. And then as he like saw what Komaru was trying to do and her ideals, he was kind of just like, I really don't want to do this, but I feel obligated to because you helped take me out of that situation.
Yeah, and also the only reason he fought her, if I remember, was he kind of had that break because of what Monica did to him. Like, yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't wanna talk about it. Oh, Danganronpa.
Oh, Danganronpa. Then there's my fucked up baby.
Yeah. Speaking of Danganronpa.
Oh, Danganronpa.
Oh, Danganronpa. Oh, man.
Oh, God. I love that little brat, but oh my God.
I think one of my fondest memories. So, when it came to Kotoko, I remember first I was really impressed with how they were handling her backstory of being essayed, because they dropped hints from the very beginning when we very first time we just see them on TV, and comments she makes make it obvious. It's like, oh god, okay, this kid has had stuff happen to her. And then we see it bit by bit. In the beginning of her chapter, we get the flashback for her and how she's triggered by the word gentle. I'm like, okay, you're writing this really well, Danganronpa. And then we got the motivation.
And then we
machine
get
scene.
to her. Yeah, we get to her chapter, and then.
Yeah, and we get the scene where Genocide Jack fights her by cutting off her clothes, and it's just like, oh. But to round up, one of my favorite memories was that the stream after that, I started streaming, and at first it was just me because Kudu and Kanetsu were going to come in later, and I was talking about all that and how one thing that does possibly happen to people who have been victims is that they then become hypersexual, and it could have been interesting to see that shifted, because usually you only ever get the exact opposite, where people become completely closed off to any sort of touch. And I kind of feel like maybe that could have been something that they were trying to go for. But if that's something they wanted to do, that's something that requires subtle touch. And Danganronpa writers are not exactly good at subtlety. And came in when I said that line and immediately just started cracking up. Even without the rest of the context.
I mean, it's true. It's the truth.
Yeah, PCU, Ultra Despair Girls is probably the most intense of the entire series.
Yeah. Because the thing with Ultra Despair Girls is like all your quote-unquote enemies, they're literally kids, like they're literally children. And that's why I say it's kind of hard to rate them, because like they did some bad shit. But then you go into their backstories and you're like, oh god, these kids need like therapy so badly.
One ship I
And it's
will
like,
always
I don't know
ship,
if I.
no matter what the anime or game, is the character with therapy.
Yeah. Which is what everybody needs on this website.
Yes, even you, Pink Momo Princess, whatever the fuck you are.
Especially Princess Momo.
Why the hell is this here and not the headmaster?
Not important enough. But yeah, Kotoko, I don't know, because I love her. She's my baby, but oh my god, she
I'd
needs
put her
proper
as
care
B.
therapy.
Because there's a lot of good potential there as well, and they started out great with her, and then they fucking face planted into a goddamn cement.
And then it blew up. I will give her that she was probably the funniest one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably put her in like B.
Yeah, me too.
Alright. But I think we will have to go ahead and end it there, which means we'll finish next time. We're almost there.
We're almost there.
And I feel a lot of these are gonna be don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get the Monacops maybe, and well, the Monaka and the other kid, and then there's Komaru in between. That's probably gonna be the longest ones, and everyone else is gonna be like humst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well then, thank you all so much for coming. What are you doing this coming week, Kuru?
I'm streaming Neuro Cloud on the weekend, and then I'm also on Saturday, and then on Sunday I'm writing some lore for my mascot with YouTube members.
Ooh, nice. Let's see. As for myself, tomorrow at 6 p.m. EST over on Leifly's channel, we are getting back to Chrono Trigger. Then on Saturday at 9 p.m. EST on Button's channel, we're going to be starting Resident Evil 3, and Moon will be joining us for that as well. Then Sunday at 8 p.m. EST on my channel, Moon and I continue the Animorphs charity reading, where we will be starting book 17.
Wow.
Yes. Let's see if there's anyone we can give a raid to. Kiwi Cat is playing. Well, I hope that everyone has a lovely time wherever you are, and as always, please do take care of yourselves and each other. Toodaloo!
Bye-bye!